stop when SK gets rolling? Do they still have that ability to make it happen? The answer was no. But this is fast-paced, and they've caught SK off guard. coldzera going for a jump, gets blinded. They need to press the issue, though. Snack's looking the wrong way. coldzera is able to readjust, but he can't land the shot. There's Taco trying to hold it down, but the rotations are in, and this is quick. They're already on catwalk as well. This is brilliant from SK. Pasha's got to fight with these dualies, and this is not the ideal range to take that fight, and now it looks dire.
How were they there so quickly, SK Gaming? And Fur, he's going to close it off with a triple. Very good job, and he actually steals the dualies.
Holy hell.
Holy hell indeed, Moses. How did they get to that? I mean, it's one thing. So here's what's strange, right? I think normally coldzera actually just gets the first kill right away because they don't check that, you know, underneath the window position.
Yeah.
And then that buys room for Taco. So I actually think Virtus.pro could have lost a round even earlier. But when they win that fight, I'm really shocked that SK were at the spot so quickly.
We got into the action like right when they were doing that fast-paced hit on B, so I didn't get to see what SK was doing exactly, but I have to imagine it was some kind of aggression in mid, some kind of presence in window room that allowed them to have such a quick flank up catwalk, because that is blazing fast, and Virtus.pro, there's no chance they expected that whatsoever. So SK getting started quick here, and now coldzera is going to press the issue. 2 kills for him, bonus money racking up. He's a little bit blind, but still somehow managing to work his way around the smoke into safety. 1 more kill for him as he comes jumping through. Triple on the round, making plenty of money.
So not the best start here for Virtus.pro, but obviously way too soon to be sort of really panicking. That 4th round is going to be interesting, though, when they get all the AKs. That's the one that we're looking for. What I actually think Virtus.pro have... They've invented a lot of really cool strats on this map. They were one of the first teams to start smoking the A side of connector from T-spawn, more or less, to do that. They also have some very, very cool catwalk rushes that they've been using in the past. So my hopes are high for this, Moses.
I mean, at one point they defined what a suffocating defense on this map looked like with the mid control. It's a far cry, this Virtus.pro that we have from that one that kind of really showed everyone how to play this map. That's cool aggression from Taco. Gets 2 kills, but since it's so far away from the actual bomb site, since he was pushed up so aggressively, there's plenty of time for Taco to come back and fill the gap in that defense.
Yeah, no issue at all in that sense. A little bit frustrating for him that there were so many people there. If they had been lined up, that would have been a beautiful moment. Snacks having a weird fight with coldzera, but the Glock just doesn't do enough at that range even, so...
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for Virtus.pro is, yeah, this is kind of a throwaway. They didn't really have anything into this, but you can see just based on the map, it was byali and Pasha were going to rotate over towards A and just try and get 1 kill, try and make some kind of a presence and force an over-rotation late in the round, and then Snacks with the bomb, try and sneak in and just get a plant, and that's pretty much gone. So, yeah, Pasha and byali are still walking, but there's no one here.
Can he get... He could get like 1 long-range kill with the UMP. That would be exciting. And instead, it's byali with a headshot from the P250. Just because it was Pasha, you know, he could have got maybe that AWP if he was interested.
Yeah, that would have been great.
But ultimately, it'll just be the double kill. That's still not too bad for Virtus.pro. I mean, it's damage done. Money that SK have to spend. We'll see how it goes here. The 4th round, which is the really important one. See how it happens. It is kind of quick that he gets the 2nd kill as well. I
think it's almost like accidental. I didn't even realize he was getting it. Just a little bit of RNG favors him as a bullet goes the proper angle into the head of the 2nd player from VP. But yeah, this is the start of where we're going to see what Virtus.pro can bring to bear into this. At the moment, no one towards the A bomb site. We saw them early on in train keep things very, very simple with just, you know, a heavy play, a heavy execute towards the B bomb site. It's looking similar on Mirage so far. But Fallen, this is a tricky angle. He's got plenty of time with that smoke that he drops, that he can be here safely. No one able to flank him out, and he finds Pasha.
There's really nobody from Virtus.pro that can return that kill. Now they've lost mid-control, and that means this B push is going to be pretty obvious. There's going to be a quick rotation, I think, from SK. No hesitation at all. That's a great Molotov from Taco, just trying to force them back and making sure he only has to hold one side, but he's not ready for Taz somehow. Taco caught sleeping at the wrong moment, and that might just give the opening here. Neo has gone down in the meantime. 2nd kill for Fallen, even if he's at 1 health right now. It's going to be coldzera losing the next fight. Taz goes down, 2 versus 3. The bomb is down, but it's only just been planted. There's plenty of time here for the retake for SK.
There's a kill from byali. He's got to do more. Fallen still alive with it all, but he can't do anything. It's got to be bolts to create, and Fallen maybe to find some way to contribute. Smoke comes down to allow bolts to exit. Still no real pressure from the defense on this retake. byali going to try and play with it, and he's outmaneuvering bolts. He's done it perfectly. Even Fallen getting that kill. I think byali's going to be able to save this. They haven't gotten on the bomb. There is a kit, and it's just too late. byali's won the round by positioning. Fallen with only 1 HP cannot be aggressive, and VP pull it off despite losing Pasha early on. I think part of the reason Taco is caught sleeping there, I don't know if he got the information that coldzera smoked off on Catwalk. Maybe that just like didn't register in his brain when coldzera called it out during the hectic. But I think he's assuming since he's got a teammate on Catwalk that no one can wrap on the site like that.
That could have been
my explanation.
Because I love the play otherwise. Like, it was a really, really good play. You know, that Molotov to sort of back off the one side of the bomb site. But,
doing it blind as well and able to get him back into safety. That's great.
So a little bit disappointing, but great news for Virtus.pro, and that's kind of what we want to see. I would love this to be all 3 maps, just because I feel like we deserve that, Moses.
We do. You know, I feel like we've had to have some good karma building up, going our way, based off all the tequila that we've had recently. There's a great shot from Snacks, eliminating Bolts. 2 kills for him.
Fur is now going to be weirdly isolated. He does have Cold on the other side here, and actually Snacks just losing his mind and jumping into jungle. I just can't even explain that. Taco now, again, out in the open. This is not a good position, and he's going to go down immediately. So Virtus.pro, in spite of almost throwing the round away over at the A side, they managed to relocate back into B, and coldzera wants to go for the fight, but Neo is going to win it with the Galil as well, and the headshot from Pasha to take down Fur. That's what we need. Virtus.pro with a great back-to-back round here, and that's going to put some pressure on the SK economy.
I think a collective sigh of relief from everybody watching this, wanting this to be a competitive map, because Virtus.pro up 5-3 based off 2 brilliant kills from Snacks, and then they lose 2 players to equalize, and in very confusing situations. Like, you have such an advantage, and you throw it away by just trying to make over-aggressive, over-extensions into various parts of the map, and SK punishes them. But either way, Taco again gets caught out, like just not aware that, you know, I guess Catwalk is that open, or the timing at that Virtus.pro would be there at that moment, but that's tough.
This is going to be an easy round, right, Moses? That Deagle's not really going to do anything.
Surely.
Well, coldzera's got done, so now it's just Taco left. Cold was one that I was really worried about with the Deagle. You never really know. He has got a history of landing really ridiculous shots on Mirage, so...
Yes, I would say so. And there's Taco, who's he said coldzera's been eliminated, but I'll take the Deagle. It's still Cold's Deagle, so it still can land some shots.
Apparently, yes. Taco looking for a bit more. Flick not quite connecting. That's a really quick jump down into the underpass. Doesn't find anyone, and they are going to lose the bomb site regardless, so looks like Virtus.pro in the clear.
Yeah, SK's not trying to win this round. I think at the moment Fallen is playing a bit of a mind game with Snacks, who's up in Palace. Fallen knows he hasn't been able to get out, so he's just hoping he can get away with that AK-47. I think that's why Bolts is coming back. They're just saying, let's see. We have a 2-on-1 here. If we can find Snacks in the position, let's see if we can get this AK-47. That'd be great to have for their economy. And Taco, likewise, is just saying, I'll try and get an exit kill with this jump down, maybe catch Pasha unaware, but he's clearing all the corners, so it looks like this is likely that Pasha's going to be able to find that kill, and Snacks as well. Very controlled tapping onto the head of Bolts.
We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, Moses, because when we did that on train, it backfired on us.
It backfired in a big way.
Yeah.
I had a big smile on my face for those first 5 rounds of VP1.
It was looking exciting for a short while. There's a bit of cross-talk going on. You could see Snacks is... what is he drawing right there? Is he trying to instruct Bialy how to throw grenades, and that was the arc that he was throwing? Because I don't think that really works.
No, I don't think you can...
Snacks is saying, like, it's got to be a 37-degree angle. Just go do it like that.
Yeah.
And Taz is looking unbelievably confused in the background as well.
He's looking... I don't know if bewildered is the word, but maybe... like, he's got one of those smiles on his faces that just says...
Yeah, it's Taz is saying, listen, if you guys are going to communicate in sign language, I'm out. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Bad lip readings with Anders.
Listen, I don't speak Polish, Moses. Can't help out.
Yeah, no. Well, either way, obviously got some issues to work out on the VP side of things. As you can see, Taz still...
Yeah, there's some... just general body language here that makes for really good memes, I can tell.
No, but what you're hoping is
maybe
these technical issues are actually, this is the fuel that Taz has been looking for so long. He's just going to get so angry and frustrated at the technical issues that he'll just take it out on SK. He's like, all right, now that I'm righteously pissed off, it's time to frag. There's only one way to release that kind of stress in this situation.
I would love to see that. It is a pretty good start. You can definitely tell that there's a tiny bit of frustration building on the VP side, and SK, I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, but maybe a monitor thing?
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Well, he threw his headset down with a decent amount of force. Maybe he Maybe it wasn't the headset initially, but it is now.
One.
We all know those things can happen so quickly.
Yeah. Have you ever done that? Have you ever broken anything at LAN? A table, a mouse, or keyboard, something like that?
No, I'm not a rager, Anders.
All right.
I was the other end of the spectrum as a competitor. I was the one who was just like, you know, whenever, because like back in the day, we didn't have a whole lot of set rules and how to handle, like if you had to have the server restart or if like something crashed or something like that.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, there's one team that's going to get screwed when that happens when I was
Yes.
playing. And I was always the guy who was just like, listen, I'm better than you. We'll just beat you even with the disadvantage. Let's just get the game back underway.
All right. Well, that, I mean, if
Backfired a couple times, of course, but as it usually does.
my problem was the first thing that I had to learn early on when we were sort of playing in online tournaments. And this is like in 1.5 or 3 even, so it's like really early
Really
on.
rolling back the years.
Yeah, like really early on. But I mean, I say that, but yeah, one of the things that I had to learn early on was not to whine about rounds that we had already lost like 4 rounds ago. Like
You were that guy?
yeah, like well, I learned not to do it, right? But
It's freeze time of round 8, and you're like, guys,
Yeah.
why'd you make that mistake in
Yeah.
first round?
There's nothing that crumbles a team faster than
Absolute piece of...
You can't. But it's impossible to deal with, right? But
Yeah.
instinctively, that's where I wanted to take it. I was like, I really wish you guys could have just held catwalk that one round. Like,
This would be so much easier if we just had that pistol round.
yeah, I mean, it's something that people don't talk about a lot. But some of the time, you know, whenever like a new talent comes up, you get someone who's like obviously you're very good, and then you know everyone on Reddit starts to say, "Wow, that guy's we got to get him a top team. Your face should buy him out right now." And then the thing that you're forgetting is you don't know about like all these mental issues that people might be having.
Yeah.
And you could be as good as you want to be, but if you're the sort of person that I was, then it's not going to help, you know.
No, I mean, I think the mental game is usually where like the new players have to make the biggest strides early on if they want to be an effective player in like a top team. And I think it's, I mean, we know this because we get to talk to the players at these events, but that's usually not. I wouldn't say that's the complaint, but that's probably the number one thing I hear when I talk to a team who's brought in like a new player, not just new to the team, but new to like professional levels of Counter-Strike, where they say, yeah, he's massively talented, really, really good with the op, really good, you know, at this, really good at this, but he's got this one issue with his personality and being able to focus on the game and being able to like let mistakes, you know, die down.
And presumably it's even harder if someone actually is very good, because then there's less of a chance they're going to listen to you.
Yeah.
They're thinking, well, I'm great, you know.
That is the go-to of the highly skilled new players. Just like, yeah, but I have more kills than you, so
Yeah.
I will be right.
Big mistake. Game is tied up 3-3, and whatever tech issues there were have been sorted out. And we'll get the game back underway. AWP in the hands of Pasha. He missed some pretty critical shots on Train. I'd love to see him not do that here on Mirage, but it definitely feels like right now Snax is here to play.
It was a little bit of a bummer as well when you consider Pasha's had a phenomenal year, and through this slump, the one player surprisingly who has kept his form at a really high level has been Pasha. So when you see him kind of have a disappointing performance on Train there, it's really unfortunate. So hopefully get back on the horse here in Mirage. At the moment, Virtus Pro applying some pressure to the A bomb site. Here comes a two-man execute, a two-man fake. And it's going to be Fallen they have to worry about. There's the run out, and that's too easy for Fallen. You can't give him that. Neo falls, and I think Taz is just like, yeah, Fallen's here, I'm not going.
Yeah, and even worse, there's 2 men still at the A bomb site. Sorry, the B bomb site. SK have not taken the bait over at the other side just yet. Cole ducking down. Taco with a great kill, and that crossfire is almost impossible to break at this point. Pasha and Taz, they need a big mistake. Oh, and there was a slight moment there. Could have backfired.
That was a really weird jump from Taco, wasn't it, to get out of that position? Plenty of opportunity if Pasha had been prepared for it.
Probably, I'm guessing if they can, they might try and save these guns.
Yeah, it's at that point now. You really have no way to go, and especially because the bomb is dropped, you can't even readjust to the A bomb site. I think Fur is going to find this kill on Taz. Yeah, not expecting it. Great job from Fur taking the guns away. Pasha, he's got 10 more seconds he's got to survive to the end of the round, and I think he'll be good.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to be too aggressive in hunting him. So I'm guessing that pretty much that whole round from Virtus Pro was hinging on the idea that Virtus Pro thought, well, if Fallen has the AWP, he's probably going to be window. So let's just smoke up stairwell and jungle, and then we'll Molotov as much as we can, and then we can try and apply pressure to the bomb side. But as soon as he was CT spawn, where they had thrown no smokes, then the whole idea, like the whole basis for that fake just disappears in 1 second, you know?
Yeah, I guess that that would have to be the logic. It would kind of be a bummer, I feel like, because I feel like the meta has kind of shifted away from having an Opera in that window room. Normally you see him in connector or maybe going through window room to make the jump onto catwalk. But I mean, the fact that window is just literally smoked out every single time there's mid control. If you have an op there, he just doesn't get a shoot. So I think, yeah, I mean, if they're thinking that, they might want to rethink the strategy overall. But definitely when you get to the point where CT spawn's not smoked and Fallen's there, that's just a field day for him, of Neo just like running out in the open, running the gauntlet, essentially. Did you ever watch American Gladiators? What is that last one with the tennis balls and the obstacles? The Eliminator, the Eliminator, wasn't it?
I know what it is, actually. It's actually such a dumb concept, and it's so entertaining. I can't explain it.
It's just a bunch of steroided up athletes just running at a tennis ball shooter.
Yeah, I love it. 4-3 as SK finally pick up a round, and they do survive with everyone alive, so that's really good news on them. Means they have some sort to build on. Fur running in at the perfect time to take down Snacks. That smoke is always hard to trust when you're coming up out of the underpass there. You've got to be very careful about that. Taz wants to move forward. Fur is still in there.
It's not the smoke you can't trust, it's the fact that you hold tab and you're playing against Fur. You know he's going to get crazy. Fall, and there's another easy shot as that smoke dissipates. I mean, there's nothing even blocking his vision there. It's perfect for Fallen. Neo pounces at the right moment, and he gets the kill. Took a little bit of time, transfers over. It's Bialy who finds it, though, but great presence of mind from Neo.
He absolutely knew there was going to be a second player. He just wasn't quite sure, so he was just essentially doing the 360 spray, just trying to see if he could find the next target. Now Fur's rotating into the position here, looking for the opening. 50 seconds, and they do have a good stack towards here. They even have Cold over at the catwalk. There's the long-range shot with the M4. And Fur going to win the first one. Neo tapping away. He gets one. He gets a double. That's amazing. And now it's down to Cold Zero. 1 versus 2. And he's going to get the shot through the box against Neo, leaving it 1 versus 1. Bialy, not that much health, but he does have the AK-47. He needs to win this. Spray comes through, but Cold Zero from the other side. Both the kills happening through the boxes. And that's a big win for SK.
And that's an uncharacteristic mistake out of Neo. You get that double kill towards spawn. Why are you dropping out of balcony and trying to make it to CT spawn with red HP? Why are you trying to do that? You don't need to. You have the perfect positioning. You can cover your teammate who's got to plant the bomb from that. This is great from Neo. He does everything perfect. That kill onto Fallen is greatly timed. This was beautiful. I just don't understand why he's dropped down at that point and trying to cross over. Because you've gotten 2 kills in CT spawn. You can kind of, at that point, once you get those 2 kills as that player, you say, all right, if I've killed 2 in CT spawn, there's such a low chance that there's going to be a third there.
Yes.
And you have a perch to cover everything. You can watch the flank, you can watch connector, you can watch jungle. But, I mean, getting down there just exposes him to Cold Zera, giving him an easy one-on-one.
Definitely a huge risk, and you see the result as well. That left Bialy in a very uncomfortable position, so... But a great clutch, and that's kind of what we're expecting out of Cold Zera anyway, not to be underestimated. For spots 3 men running by, going to relay that information to the team, and it is just a bit of a slaughter over here at the B-bomb site with Bialy, the last one left. Long-range fight, and it ends with Taco in the headshot, 2 with a USP in fact. And that's going to be 6-3. I'm not too worried though. I mean, this is par for the course, I think, for Mirage. Still pretty much on track for VP, but we did see what happened on Train when Fallen could just buy the AWP all the time. Yeah. And we're getting into a point in the game where that can start to become a reality for SK. So
yeah, we can get back there pretty quickly. If this is a clean round from SK, I think they're going to be right back to that scenario where it's just too much money to eventually break SK. There's the smoke at the base of catwalk. Here's one of the rounds where the AWP is there. Fur continuing his aggression. And Fallen's going to be able to cover him. He's not smoked out yet, so he can actually help Fur escape here. And you know, VP, you can see they don't want to chase that down. I think in another universe, if that's smoked, they do want to punish that kind of aggressive play, but they can't here. And instead, it's Taco who just makes huge map control, but he gets caught.
Very aware, Neo. It's hard to deal with when you've got aggression on the pass, you've got the open middle, and you've got Taco pushing over at B. A lot all at the same time. There's the perfect timing. Fur, he still goes down. That's a shot and a half on Pasha. Very well done. Not easy to adjust your aim at that point in time. Now they've got the advantage here. Everything going their way. And even Snacks all the way up in jungle here, causing a lot of confusion for the SK team. How do they get out of this?
How is Cold Zera still here when so much pressure is at the A bomb site? And Bialy takes care of that particular issue. And at this point, I don't think SK can go for it. You want to talk about building up a bank. They're too far away. Not a whole lot of utility in a 2-on-4, so the save call comes out immediately.
Definitely the right idea. So, just very well done. That's actually Virtus.pro anticipating the aggression out of SK first battle, not to lose it against Fur in the underpass, and then Taco going down over at B. That's a lot of victories, and then obviously the ridiculous flick from Pasha.
Yeah, and those are the scary rounds as well, because that's obviously one of the rounds where SK, I don't know if it's like a call that Fallen makes, or it's just everyone gets the leash taken off for a round, everyone just make whatever play you want, but I thought it was brilliant. The aggression from Fur and Underpass, obviously the attention from Virtus.pro is going to be on him and Underpass and trying to find a way to take care of him, and Taco takes the advantage, the gap in that attention to kind of push up in B halls, so everyone kind of making a play, and the timing there just doesn't work out for Taco, but almost. This was great. I mean, taking damage as well. You don't see Fur miss too many of those. He had plenty of time, about like 10 bullets it feels like, to get that kill.
Yeah, it's really well done. Pasha, I mean, that was almost the worst possible situation. I think he was double scoped as well. There's so much to handle.
I think we got our answer as well. There was that round early on where Snacks made that crazy play up connector in that 5-on-3. I think that round, what we just saw of him, is what he wanted to do in that round, and he just got shut down previously. Great shot from Fallen. Pasha jumps a bit early.
And they lose Bialy on the other side. So
quick your fortunes can change against SK.
It's really ridiculous, you know. And they just had a round where they were so careful and so measured to try and, you know, preempt the SK aggression. And this round, it crumbles very early on.
Yeah, but I mean, props to the desk. They mentioned this, how consistent Fur is on this map, just because look at all the different places he's aggressive. I mean, we can see him down A ramp, we can see him in Palace a couple times. He's been in Underpass, yeah, and he just keeps it up. And that's the thing. It's not that you don't know it's coming. It's that, you know, it just is so surprising that happens round after round. And it looked like Snacks was going to be ready for that, but he's not.
For being absolutely everywhere, obviously very hard to deal with. We'll take him down finally, but what you don't want to do is obviously change your whole game plan to just revolve around Fur being aggressive, because then, you know, whatever you had planned is just out the window. You need to find a way to sort of deal with him, but not play their game essentially.
Nice, smart from Fallen. Takes out the pistol. He knows that Coldzera has called out the Taz is low. Gets that easy kill. Isn't ready for Neo to turn the corner in 30 seconds in a 1-on-3.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is going to be a safe call.
I think there was a part of Neo that wanted to do that.
They wanted to go for it.
I'm wondering if that was like a team call to say like, don't do it.
Yeah, say like because if it's a team call, obviously what happens is they look at tab and they say we can still buy. Like the op is important. Yeah. We can still get out, you know, 4 AK-47s if we have that op. It's huge. So saving this weapon.
It's not bad at all. Will be a 7th round here for SK Gaming, as they did have a brilliant start to this round. Those 2 kills are very hard to come back from. We'll see
just so early as well in the round.
Yeah, and I mean, some silly mistakes. I mean, one thing is getting shut down in the Palace. That was a pretty aggressive push coming out, but that mid jump before the smoke even sort of fully is there, that's a problem.
Yeah. It definitely is, and obviously, there's the operas aren't necessarily going to hit that shot with too high of a success rate. Just that like half second he has before the smoke plumes, but no reason to take the risk. Tactical pause from Virtus.pro, not technical this time, so they want to talk things over. They know if they lose this round, this is where they're put back onto just pistols or put back onto a really weak buy, and that's when the half becomes strong. It feels like this is their last chance. This round right here is so critical to whether they can make this a hyper-competitive half and hyper-competitive going into the second half even.
They definitely need that. Taz has only got 2 kills, and I think Bolts has got 1 kill. So, you know, maybe that's the way to look at it and say, well, can we try and attack Bolts? Maybe he's not feeling too confident on the CT side. You know, on Train, he was playing alone in the B side, which is, you need less communication, and, you know, he's either going to be, you know, defending or he's going to be rotating into sort of retake. But either way, it works out pretty well. Whereas on this map, maybe he's just, I don't know, a little bit all over the place. He's in the A-bomb side right now, so maybe that would be a way to go.
Yeah, I mean, playing Anchor on this map is so difficult no matter what site you're in, so he's obviously struggling a bit with it, but also I feel like A site hasn't gotten too much loving from VP on their own offense. Regardless, at the moment, spread out. Default, 3 players towards A, the bomb included. They have a chance here. Neo and Snack's going to look like they want to do some kind of a very light mid-control, just the 2 of them, and maybe try and harpoon their way up. Connector, do a small split onto that A-bomb site.
Such a big switch up as well, having fallen over at the B-bomb site. Might be the wrong round for that to happen. There's double stack on A. It's going to be hard to hold on to. Bolt is going down now, coming out of the jungle, but Taco in the corner goes for the spray, and he gets one. Pasha is still out there, and Taco just buying an incredible amount of time for the rotation to come in. Finally, he's going to get taken out by Pasha, and that leaves it 2 versus 3. This should be a great round for Virtus.pro. The bomb is making its way on there as well, and a bit of a fight being lost there. Cold Zero against Snacks.
Yeah, Snacks getting over eager there. It looked like he hears the footsteps of Fallen running in CT spawn, and he wants to flank around it, but not properly clearing out Cold Zero. So down into a 2-on-2. And Neo has a lot of pressure put on him. He's actually the only one at this site as Pasha's making the huge rotate for the post plant to stop the defuse. There's a smoke. If they kill Neo, and then Pasha with the op has to find the diffuser in the smoke, it's going to be so dangerous.
Well, they find Neo, no problem. They did use the smoke up towards the palace, so there's still a chance here. He's rotated back. SK, they will have seen this before. Grenade comes out. That's an easy kill for Pasha, and now a lot of pressure on Cold Zero. He's picked up the AWP. He's going to tap the bomb once. Pasha shoulder peeking it, and that's pretty much it. Cold Zero is going to have to fall back. Pasha saving the day with a very deep play, and that's going to give Virtus.pro the round.
Yeah, nicely done from Virtus.pro. Pasha with some critical kills, finally clearing out Taco from that A bomb site, and then obviously just getting the kill on Fallen in the 1-on-2. Smoke used in Palace, as you said, and they don't have it to cover the bomb. So great job from VP, and that's brilliant if you're Virtus.pro and you're looking at this like saying that's our last real strong buy we're going to have in this half. If we don't win this, it's just kind of forces the whole way out to try and get a couple extra rounds to try and ground them out at the end, and another tactical pause. Just using them. I mean, this is just shows the fact that they're using these tactical pauses 2 rounds in a row. Just shows how important this first half is to remain competitive on their T side.
You said that was the big moment, the big round for Virtus.pro to change the outcome of this first half and maybe get a lot of rounds on the board. So
yeah, at least to prevent disaster, right? There's still a chance that they lose this round and they get reset and they don't have the money to continue fighting and they just kind of end the half on 5. But if they lose that round, it's a very good chance that, I mean, SK for the rest of the half essentially is just going to have an overwhelming advantage in every single round. So they've avoided that disaster, and now we just have to see if they can grind out just a couple more right at the end. If they win this as well, think about it. They'll be at 6, and SK's going to have to save. So this is a world in which they win this round, and VP has a good chance of getting 8 on their T side.
That would be something. So UMP down in the underpass. Fur, again, pretty aggressive. Taco's got the other UMP, so SK are a little bit light, especially on the grenade side. That's a big problem. This is one of those rounds where you don't want to lose it all to Fallen and the AWP. He was over at the B side last time. This time he's in the middle of the map where he can be so much more dynamic. And that's a failed Molotov.
It's no good. Pasha, this is beautiful. Bolts the shoulder peek. He does get 1 kill. Finally, Pasha takes him down right through the box. Fallen's next up. Neo's got a kill. They've spotted him out. No utility in front of him. No utility on VP at all whatsoever. So Fallen could have a field day. Neo, surely this is his moment to shine, but no! Fallen reacts perfectly.
That has to be a kill every single time. Fallen, we saw it on Train. The bomb is down, but they're in terrible post-plant positions. You don't want to be stuck at the back of the bomb site like this. Once SK figure that out, it could end very badly. They're currently trying to reconfigure their setup here to try and get in at 3 different angles. They've got actually 2 of them coming through CT spawn, and now time is running a bit low. Bialy with the AK-47. There's a shot coming out of Fallen. A little bit of a distraction from a teammate. It's all on Pasha, and he misses the flick. Fallen with a ridiculous quad kill to save the round. They had not that much to work with here, SK, and they still make it look easy. And
it comes down to that previous round, bringing it into a 1-on-1. There just wasn't enough utility to last that whole round. Even with very clean openings into that A bomb site, Virtus.pro still can't make it work. That bait, that jump in CT spawn over the top of that took Bialy's aim away for just a moment. That is like picture perfect. That is like the textbook example of how to bait for your teammate following up with a peek. That was beautiful stuff from SK.
Just at the edge as well. It could have been a great return for Virtus.pro here in the first half, but now they're the ones struggling economically, and seems like there's almost no coming back from that. Good flashbang, good aggression out of Fur. He's been in this underpass a lot.
He's been anywhere he wants. He's just been pushing everything across this map, across this whole game. And Virtus.pro, you have to imagine they just hate that. They haven't been able to stop him whatsoever.
He's adopted the DDK mentality. When I go in,
I go in.
I go in. Classic line.
Banter. That was sick.
It's too much, isn't it?
I mean, that's the kill on Neo. That one. If he finds that on Fallen, that round's essentially over. Because I mean, they only had 1 kit, and then there's 2 players separated that can't work together. I think Neo's going to be kicking himself for that one when he looks back on this game tonight.
It did not even look like Fallen was actually going to check that corner.
No, he was oblivious to it.
Yeah. Big mistake there. AK's in the hands of Virtus.pro here for the last round of the half, and they're pretty aggressive in the middle. Snax, he's done it before, looking for an opening. Neo's already gone down. Fallen is right there, and Snax is not quite realizing. Blind spray coming through. Everything could be decided right here in the smoke. It looks like SK just continuously applying the pressure. That's Fallen flashing himself with a smoke and connector to try and help out Bolts, who's going to win the fight, and Fallen with a kill on Snax. That's really, really aggressive out of SK.
If you're Virtus.pro, you're just like, why are they being this aggressive? And the whole time, I think part of the plan is they have a flank coming in. I mean, Fur has come all the way around from Palace, and he's now at the top mid, and he's got perfect sight of the bomb. But that's what they're applying pressure for. They want the attention of VP to be on connector while Fur's making this flank. Taz with a follow-up kill, but Fur shuts him down. Took him so long to get into that position, and it seemed like he wasn't going to be able to get into the action, but he does find one at the end.
So, really, really great way to stabilize for SK. It looked like maybe there was a chance again, just like on Train, for Virtus.pro to do something. But in some of the critical rounds where they could have shut down the SK economy, they just don't manage to do it. And overall, it is a pretty good win for SK in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, if they were able to reset that economy late, they had the chance, the one round, and I mean, again, just to harp on it, it came down to that one Neo kill protecting the flank. But if that happens and they do reset that, it's a great half from VP. Still pretty impressive from them, all things considered, in my opinion, especially after the pistol round and everything. But I mean, the one thing is, it's just, we talk about this with SK all the time. The CT side is just fueled by Fur's aggression. Like, no, he didn't have the most kills on the board for the team, but the fact that he had free reign to push Palace, to push Underpass, with basically not being punished a whole lot, that's so sick.
Yeah, it's so hard to deal with. At Virtus.pro, it looked like some of the rounds, at least, they had to spend a lot of time just worrying about that.
Fur is this era's JW.
Yeah.
Just wreaking havoc with aggression. Even if he's not getting like triple kills, just his like presence and like now like the fear that's in your brain when you're playing against him on the CT side of where's he pushing next, when's it coming.
And JW's going to hate the fact that you said that, but
listen.
Maybe he needs to step it up, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Well, Bialy doing his best Fur impression, but he gets shut down.
There's Cold Sierra waiting for him. Snax with a good return though. I feel like this whole best of 3 is going to ride on this round, because if Virtus.pro can't win it, I don't see SK giving up this much of a lead again. They had it on Train, and right now on Mirage, it seems to be repeating itself. Taz by the triple box. He's the only one here, and he's going to be already shut down. Just no chance at all. That's the bomb site giving up.
Yeah, he had to have a big round. He was there all alone, and I mean, the brilliance from SK just walking up ramp. The balls to do that as well. Just a contact play. They eliminate Taz very, very quickly. 3-on-3 retake scenario. Neo's going to come from connector. They're pretty decent post-plant positions, especially with that kill. Bolts and Cold Zero doing a great job inside this ace site. It's just down to Snax, and even he can't handle it. Cold Zero with a 4-kill on the pistol round, and that just balloons this lead. Now it seems like it's getting out of reach.
So confident, and I mean, if you're Taz, you definitely want more warning than them being pretty much at all sides of the box. Once they're out on the balcony and down off the ramp there, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, again, this is another one of those things where it's easy to criticize on our seats, but when you have that kind of like aggression that VP played, 2 players pushing into the B halls and they get that 1 kill, you have the info that nothing else is there. Why? Like, they kept 2 players there for far too long, especially with Taz all alone at triple boxes. Like, you need to get some kind of help over to him. That's 3 angles he's got to worry about.
Yeah, too much for one man, even if it is Taz.
Yeah,
he needed to be more angry Moses. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, that hasn't. We haven't seen Hulk Taz, have we? That's what we need.
Time is pretty much running out at this point. Fur with aggression here. The Mac-10 looking for a headshot on Snax as well, who's on the other side. They did have some Deagles in play in this round versus Pro, but none of them have really been put into play just yet. It will be Snax falling next, so everything working out great. That's 4 SMGs and 1 Galil there on Bolts. So could have been a chance for the deals, I would say.
Could have been. Nope, not going to find anything. 12-5. SK going to start running away with this one, especially because we know they're very good with the SMGs as well, building money, just being hyper aggressive on their T sides. Like they just pass the SMGs over to like the Eco Cobras and they're like, go have some fun.
Eco Cobra. That's a really old expression, isn't it?
It is.
You like that?
We're doing a lot of nostalgia today.
Why not? We've got the time to talk about it. I mean, we have to at least wait until Virtus Pro starts to show us that they can make the comeback. Then we can dip back in.
Definitely got time.
12-5 right now. That game definitely spiraling out of control. They will get a kill on further. Pasha jumping out. Neo will go down next in line, so this is pretty much unraveling. You see SK just without any fear at all, just running through the map, and Taco doing his best superhero impression, jumping down.
They are just feeling so confident at the moment. They have not a care in the world. So it'll be the next round that it falls to Virtus Pro to show us what they can have on this defense, if they can slow down this SK juggernaut.
There are some really, really good configurations, even for semifinals in this tournament, because, you know, you've still obviously got Astralis here, so...
Yeah, well, they're coming up next, right? Astralis G2, I believe, is the next game we've got.
But that game is very interesting, right? But between FaZe, Astralis, SK now looking pretty good, and, yeah, G2, you never know. I mean, if they have a good run, then... Yeah, this could be kind of wild, pretty stacked. Yeah,
things could get weird down the stretch of this tournament. Essentially, is what you're saying, and I'm excited for that level of weirdness. I hope it skyrockets. Either way, Pasha's got the AWP. He's at 11 and 13. Bialy's at 11 kills as well. Those are the two highest fraggers for the VP side of things. They're down big, and they need to get started off the bat, and that is a disgusting performance from Fallen.
Bialy, he tried to make the jump. He wanted to get out.
How pissed he probably is that he just got picked off like that.
Yeah, that's where you want to see just the instant camera shot of Bialy's face, because I'm sure he's not pleased either.
Imagine we'll have a technical pause after this round. Smashed his mouse.
Another headset, another mouse. Casualties all around. It will be 3 M4s left there on the Virtus Pro side, and Pasha with the AWP. This is where I kind of feel like they almost need to come up with something, Virtus Pro. They're a man down, like, where's the ace up the sleeve? Yeah,
I mean, the tough part is you can say something like, you know, when you're in this situation, you have to be aggressive at a certain point. Like, you have to go take information or find a way to get a kill. But the tough part is that pick comes out with so much time left in the round that SK Gaming, they have, I mean, that's just the common thing. You get a pick and then you just hit the freeze button and wait for that response. That's exactly what SK Gaming wants to happen. So that's where the mind games start to come in. And yeah, VP have to find some way to be proactive. And at the moment, I think playing a retake on this A bomb site is going to be deadly for them.
See, 4 versus 5. Struggling Virtus Pro trying to defend this A site with 30 seconds left. And now they're definitely going to know what's up. Flashbang is through and Taz walks right in, but Cold Zero was in the corner with his back turned, and he's unflashed and takes the kill against Taz. Pasha here for the moment, going to be flashed back. The bomb has gone down, and now they're just buying time. Oh, Cold Zero with a bit of an overpeak gets taken down. Fallen is still alive on the other side, and it is a 2 versus 4, so this is not looking good at all. Pasha going to be the last to fall, and that's another round. 14 for SK Gaming. I mean, that was almost textbook, right?
Yeah.
Win the first duel, wait a long time, just creep onto the bomb site and make it work.
Yeah, and do it slow and make sure you clear every corner. And I mean, it goes back as well. That's also the first gun round, obviously the CT side. So light on utility, not a whole lot of options available to them. Even if they wanted to get aggressive, you could see it is something like Neo, who was on catwalk. Maybe he finds a fight at that angle he likes. He didn't have the timing for it. It was already being held by SK. And then the next person up is Taz, who's got to try and make a play through the smoke just to slow him down, just to try and thin out the herd a little bit for his teammates. Just in bad positions all across the map. Fallen again looking for a pick on a stellar jump shot. He actually gets a heavy tag on his snacks. I don't know if that was a leg shot. It looked like it might have been through the wall. Regardless, down to 12 HP, and Fallen's just going to burn him out.
Well, that's going to be a little bit frustrating. They will get the refrag. Bialy, and now Pasha jumping out of the window, catching Fur, looking the wrong way. Something to work with. Bialy will get the kill on Cold Zero. So 2 versus 3 right now. But SK still have the money, and they still have Fallen alive with the AWP. So if they can get a quick bomb plant here before too many people show up, still a pretty decent chance they could win the round.
Yeah, this is not a lost cause quite yet for SK, especially considering Taco's getting close up to market. I thought he might try and jump in, but it's not going to happen. So Fallen, if he can get to a proper angle with his AWP, he has a lot of space to peer towards catwalk and find some of these kills. He's got to be careful. Neo's boosted up on top. That could be an angle he's not ready for. But these are good post plants for SK.
Virtus.pro have already wasted an enormous amount of time considering they don't have a kid currently picked up. There's one kill, great headshot from Taz. And now Taco, he's trapped in the corner and they're going to come and peek him. There's one kill, he tries the transfer, and Taz will take him down. That's right on the edge, and they're just barely going to have this defuse as well. If they had spent just a little bit more time, I mean, if Fallen didn't go down as quick as he did, then this defuse would be pretty rough. Will be 14-6, so...
Here it comes. Get the op. No, wasn't able to grab that at the end. Unfortunate. That's the use key.
Got to be careful, right?
Yeah, that frustration is building. Maybe right around this time we see Hulk Taz. Either way, yeah, they've got a long way to go in another round. I mean, that fortunately for them, that's a round they win with just like CZs. That was kind of like a desperation buy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they get to build up a little bit of money. They get to salvage, a weapon over. It's not ideal, and this needs to be the clean round. Like, if VP wants to make a comeback, this needs to be like 4 players surviving levels of clean.
Very tall task in front of them. Hard to imagine that they really could. Never want to count them out. Spray comes through. Neo, follow-up grenade there. Could have maybe taken down Fallen, who was already at 17 health. So, bit of pressure applied here.
Yeah, this is great damage from Virtus.pro onto the SK side. Fallen got leg down to 17. coldzera's at 64. So they've had some, they've won the early fights, spamming through the smoke. Now it's all about how they can manage this. A lot of presence for Virtus.pro in connector. Taz playing an off angle here. There's the peek. Oh, we can see it. They obviously cannot. Taz is going to get burned out. Actually, no one from SK is ready to punish that. So he takes advantage. Oh, he almost gets a double. You thought he would have had that. Fur just barely surviving, but still a good crossfire setup in mid with Neo on catwalk.
4 versus 3, and especially with the health advantage, you have to assume that this is a round that Virtus.pro is going to win every single time. Fallen goes down as well. Neo with a big double. Bolts 1 versus 4. At this point, just doing the damage would be great. If you could get 2 kills. Somehow, they're saving 3 AWPs on the VP side. That's a little bit too aggressive. Are they really going to carry it? No, Neo's going to switch it up.
Yeah, I think he just had a great angle to use an op just to watch for some kind of a slow flank coming in, and yeah, trades it out right at the end. Nicely done from VP. I mean, that's a round they continuously have pressure in connector. That's one of those setups that can go wrong very, very quickly, but they manage it here, and that's the dream scenario. It's what I said they needed. 4 players survive, so at the very least, they've given themselves a chance to springboard this into a comeback.
14-7. It's just such a wide gap. 4 Deagles in play on the SK side. Taco not getting a chance to use his. He's gone before he even turns the corner. And that's always good when you're playing against the Deagles. Just get that first kill in. Yeah,
the tough part is against these AWPs, you've got 4 Deagles and you've got no utility, so you're basically relying on a Deagle to outduel an AWP at range. At some point, that battle's got to be won by the Deagle. The other option is to swarm this A bomb site. If Bialy falls here, which there's a good start, now Fallen can walk up with relative safety. And there's actually no one at the ticket booth. They have an avenue into the bomb site. Now, unfortunately, they've left the bomb back.
Ooh, Pasha, this is dangerous. They don't maybe realize that Fallen is already snuck all the way up here. It's coldzera in the middle, taking down Neo. Virtus.pro, there's Fallen getting one more with the Deagle. Taz will get one in return and turning around for a really important double kill. He's going to fall to Bolts, and somehow they've turned it around. SK now in a 2 versus 1. Snacks alone with the AWP, and there's still 45 seconds, so they can wait for a long time. They even have a smoke if they want to avoid that AWP. This is hard to watch.
Yeah, surely. Virtus.pro never recognized the danger, and just it feels like some sloppy rotations, battles that didn't need to be taken, and there it is. coldzera just lurking in window. Snacks can't find him, but all across the map. Once that first kill comes out, everything SK finds after that. It's an isolated battle by Neo on catwalk, and then it's an isolated battle Pasha with the AWP trying to fall back to jungle. It's all one-on-ones, and it's all advantage situations for SK, so brilliant job by them. I mean, when they get the initial kill, it's just such a good job of filling up the space that kill provides, and then waiting for your moment. But here's the thing: Virtus.pro can eliminate a lot of that danger at the A bomb site at that point if they rotate someone to ticket booth through CT spawn instead of playing jungle, because then you have range is to your favor. You have the space needed. You can spot out information and stay alive. Like at that point, there's no information on how close SK could have creeped up.
Yeah, the loss of map control was detrimental in that round. That's absolutely true. 15-7, and the equipment on Virtus.pro, unimpressive. AKs and the AWP and even the M4, they were on bolts, so See what the Brazilian side can do here. There is a bit of an aggressive move over at the ramp by Bialy, sneaking up with the UMP. And even over at B. So Virtus.pro trying for the aggression.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's the thing. They push someone up in, that's Snacks over in the B halls. They can rotate Neo away, and they might need this M4. Bialy close up, but Taco doesn't commit to that fight. He's going to keep pushing forward. Oh, he's so blind. Outplayed in a big way, but at least the trade comes in. Pasha with the one fight. He's down to 12 HP. Coldzera is going to follow that up. The A-bomb site is open.
So a lot of trading favors SK in the end. That's such a epic shot coming out from Coldzera, leaving Neo 1 versus 3 to try and hold on to this series, and he's going to go down a bolt 16-7. SK Gaming cruising through this best of 3 and cruising right through Virtus.pro. That's a good way to get started here at EPICENTER.
Yeah, it really is. SK, I mean, I know it's a Virtus.pro that we haven't seen in great form recently, but still, SK looked very deadly in this series. You know, Fallen with the AWP was looking good. Their T-sides were looking smart as ever. Very, very sharp on some of those plays they were making. So, really good job. It seems like Bolts, how do you feel about Bolts playing for Phelps? Did you notice anything crazy? Oh, that was cute.
That's just a little bit of victory at the end there as well.
Yeah, that's the real win.
That's the real win, isn't it? Get the approval. I think what I noticed was when Phelps was playing on this map with Fur, it looked very confusing as to who was going to be the aggressive player. It seemed like half the time it would be Phelps making the plays into underpass, and half the time it would be Fur, and there was it seemed inconsistent. And now it seems like that role is firmly back with Fur. He's the one playing aggressive. And Bolts is just anchoring the bomb sites and doing a pretty good job. I mean, he didn't get that many kills, but he also had almost no deaths at the end. I think he had like 9 or 10 deaths or something throughout that.
I think that position they put him in on Mirage is one where you don't need a lot of kills because he just seemed to be playing very passively at A. So like his main priority is staying alive and providing information on where the rotates can come in for the rest of SK, because it seemed like obviously the tip of the spear for their defense is Fur being aggressive everywhere, right? So Bolts can just kind of hang back.